This is a PV 2400 series production studio mixing console. PV had their own professional series consoles and audio products called Audio Media Research. We found this in a storage locker, and it's been there forever. It's quite abused, it's very dirty, it's very heavy, and very old. We have no idea if it runs. We don't have a power supply for it. So what we're going to attempt to do is to see if we can get it to run. We're going to cut it down so it'll be more affordable and easier to move for a home studio. So right now it's a 36 input board, and it has 24 subgroups, which is fairly large. It was meant to run two 24 track tape decks in its heyday. And here's your sends and returns. It's purely analog. Somebody Mickey Moused a J.L. Cooper automation system to it. That's going to come off because we can't find parts for it. It needs a separate computer, and it's just a wiring nightmare inside. And I'll show you that. I'll open up one of these channels and you'll get to see the bird's nest of wiring inside this thing. It is a J.L. Cooper system installed. Really old. It controls the fader volumes and the mutes. That's about it. It connects to a computer, separate computer. I doubt if you could even find the rest of the parts needed to make it operational. So that's coming off. And this is what it looks like opened up. Somebody did a customized installation to it. They're tied right into the main faders. Let's go around this side. And as you can see, this is the mess that I gotta clean up. Okay, here we have it exposed. This is what the original wiring should look. It should be the black wires directly to the faders. They're Alps faders, a good quality fader. And here on the line ends, somebody added all of this nonsense. They cut the wires. It goes down underneath to the J.L. Cooper system. So that's all going to get changed. These are going to get hooked directly back up, and that J.L. system is going to come off. Another thing we found is it has a separate audio amplifier hardwired into it, laying inside. I have no clue on what it's for, why they did that, but we did notice this control right here. It's a master trim signal has been removed, so I bet it has something to do with this thing here, that for some reason they wanted more audio gain, or they wanted to power reference speakers, small reference speakers, right from the mixing console without an external amplifier. That's my only guess. That, if we can figure it out, is going to come out and get returned back to normal. Anyway, we'll continue with this video. The meter bridge, it's not a real fancy way it hooks up. It's kind of it flips open like a suitcase. And as you can see, there's a lot of wiring going on here. And move over here. Okay, here's where somebody's done some custom wiring. We're going to have to figure out what they were trying to attempt to do, what it did. My guess is it goes all the way back to this stereo amplifier they installed. So all of that's going to get cleaned up too. I think what we're going to do is make it a 24 line in with 12 subgroups out. That should shorten the console from 8.5 foot to roughly about 6 foot. Okay, here's where we're at today. First of all, I had to take the meter bridge off. And it's one huge long piano hinge screwed in the tops of these holes. And pretty much if you're going to disassemble all these channels, you got to pull the meter bridge. It's a pain in the butt. The board should have been designed with a bottom that comes off. It's all one piece. It would have been easier to service this mixing console if the bottom panel came out and you could get at all the cabling. There are pictures on the internet where guys are actually able to sneak the channels out with the meter bridge on, but it's fairly complicated. I'll post a picture of that. So far what I did is all of these channels here have been cleaned. I disassembled all the faders, cleaned them out, resoldered them. I got that mess of the JL Cooper out and rewired it directly to the channels just like it originally came. This is the mess that when you're pulling the channels out. Thank God the cables are long enough so you can lift the channel up just slightly and pull the connectors off and get the channel out. It is a pain in the butt. Here's where the master section goes. Currently it's out. I'm working on it. In the next video clip, I'll have what I found there. Pretty bad news. This is a send channel, effects send channel. This is B. There's A, B, C, and D. And it's got to get, actually all the channels have to get completely dismantled from the frame. The knobs have to be soaked in cleaning solution. All the buttons need to come off, get soaked. They're just filthy. And then everything here needs to get service cleaned and reassembled. So it's going to be a long process. Okay, this is the master channel for stereo output. And in an earlier clip, I showed you they had this thing here wired in, and it was directly wired into this thing. All of these connections were wired in. I have no idea, and my son, who's an actual electrical engineer, had no idea what these people were trying to accomplish. What they did, they removed all the output chips, the capacitors. They removed a chip here. They removed some parts here. They removed the trim control. And also it had a burnt trace. We had to fix the trace. This is an audio power amplifier. So what was happening was it was bypassing all this nonsense, and it was actual speaker signal coming out of the output jacks. So you're basically limited by whatever the wattage of this little amplifier is. Total nonsense. I have no clue what these people were trying to accomplish with this mixing console. So that's coming out. I ordered parts from DigiKey. We're going to put all of this back together like it used to be. And they had this goofy cable here going up to the meter bridge. And this has got to be the audio signal for the stereo meters, but I have no clue how they powered the meter bridge. There was no physical connection for the 12 volts to get to the meter bridge. That'll be in a later video once I get more of the mixing, once I get these parts in, and then we're going to put a laboratory power supply on the board and fire it up and see what actually works and what doesn't, and that will determine how far we go with this. What we have determined that because of the age of the board and very few people are tape recording. And if they are, they're using Neves or some high-end mixing consoles. This board has no functionality in a professional recording studio, and it's way too big for a home studio. So if the board runs fairly well, we're going to cut it down. We're going to make it into a home studio board. We haven't decided if it's going to be 32 or 24 input, and it's not going to be 24 output. It's either going to be 8 or 12 output. The center section will remain untouched.